Imagine this. It's Christmas Eve, 1914. You're deep in a muddy, freezing trench somewhere in Flanders, Belgium. The air is thick with the smell of gunpowder and the constant deafening roar of artillery. This is the brutal reality of World War I. For months, you've known nothing but fear, loss, and the cold, hard ground. Your enemy is just a few hundred yards away, hidden in their own network of trenches, just as cold and miserable as you are. But then, something extraordinary happens. As the sun sets on Christmas Eve, the shelling slowly dies down. A strange, almost forgotten silence falls over the battlefield. From across the dark expanse of no man's land, a faint sound drifts through the frosty air. It's a voice, singing a Christmas carol. Not in your language, but the melody is unmistakable. Silent Night. Slowly, cautiously, your own soldiers begin to respond, singing their own version of the carol. Then a small flicker of light appears on the enemy parapet. It's a Christmas tree decorated with candles. Another appears, and then another. A German soldier, incredibly brave, climbs out of his trench, holding his hands up to show he's unarmed. He calls out in broken English, "Merry Christmas!" What happened next is one of the most incredible, most human moments in the history of warfare. Along stretches of the Western Front, soldiers from both sides spontaneously laid down their arms. They emerged from their trenches not as enemies, but as fellow men. They shook hands in the crater-scarred earth of no man's land, sharing what little they had: cigarettes, buttons from their uniforms, and tins of food. They showed each other photos of their families back home, finding a shared humanity in the midst of unimaginable conflict. And then someone produced a football. Accounts from soldiers like Lieutenant Kurt Zamisch of the German 134th Saxon Regiment and the 1st Battalion of Britain's Royal Welsh Fusiliers describe the scene. A makeshift ball was kicked into the middle of the frozen mud. In that moment, the grim landscape of war transformed into a football pitch. For a precious few hours, the sound of boots kicking a ball replaced the sound of gunfire. Laughter echoed where cries of pain once did. They weren't British or German anymore. They were just young men enjoying a game, united by a shared love for football. This wasn't an official top-down command. It was a grassroots, soldier-led ceasefire. It was a powerful, beautiful rebellion against the very nature of war. They proved that even in the darkest of times, our shared humanity can shine through. The high command on both sides was furious, of course. They issued strict orders against any future fraternization. The war would rage on for 4 more brutal years. But the Christmas Truce of 1914 was never forgotten. It remains a powerful testament to the idea that peace is always possible, that our common bonds are stronger than the things that divide us. It's a story of hope, a flicker of light in one of history's darkest chapters, reminding us that even on the battlefield, the spirit of Christmas and the simple joy of a game of football could for one day bring the world together. Thank you so much for watching. If this story moved you, please give this video a like and subscribe for more incredible stories from history. We'll see you in the next one.